For tech enthusiasts like us, you probably know who the Nothing Phone 2-Way is for since we know the company is spearheaded by the co-founder of OnePlus. Knowing what we know about Carl Pei and his company, we kind of know what his new phone brings to the table. But for the majority of people out there who are just looking to get a new phone, there's probably someone out there who happened to stumble upon Nothing and the Phone 2A that seems to be priced reasonably. With these prices, this phone undercuts even the most competitively priced brands like Realme and Xiaomi. These prices are positioned strategically to the point where we can even consider it as one of the best value phones around the 20,000 peso range. But then again, Nothing is new to the game and not all of you know what kind of company they are. To preface this video, the Nothing Phone 2-Way is not for all, but I think it's for you if you're looking for something exciting in the Android world given how phones almost always copy each other. Some might even say that this is the perfect iPhone alternative if you're switching from iOS to Android due to the clean UI of Nothing. I don't think that's true. There's a bit of a learning curve compared to other Android phones if you're making the big switch, but it's worth it once you get to know the way the glyph interface and other interesting features Nothing UI has to offer since these are not widely available yet on other brands. To keep it short, Nothing is focused on what its customers need and want while making their products not boring since for the past few years, phones have become stale and boring with their iterative updates and the same glass or plastic slab. This is why the design of the 2-Way is very unique with its transparent backing that shows what's inside a phone, a trend that they started and other companies seems to be slowly copying. You will love the design of the 2A if what you're after is uniqueness, and what's even great is that you still get LEDs on the back. Although the number of LEDs has gone from 11 to only 3, you still get most, if not all the features you can do with glyph, including composing your ringtone, synchronizing LEDs when there's audio playing in the background, the visual timer when setting a countdown, and even support for third-party apps like Uber and Zomato, which I wish gets expanded sometime in the future. I know that the glyph may sound like a gimmick more than a useful feature, but at least Nothing is trying something new. You don't have to always use it or you don't have to love it, but if you do take some time to implement the glyph in your day-to-day use, that makes an Android phone more fun to use. I do like the fact that the railing is not glossy, it is plastic, but the matte-like finish is one of the best I've seen so far on a smartphone. I guess the only downside of a transparent phone is the back panel gets a lot of fingerprint smudges and feels sticky when you have sweaty palms. What's great about Nothing phones is the continuity of the experience. The glyph is just a part of the experience. Once you're all set up, the home screen is deliberately curated to feel like you have an Android phone like no other. Imagine not having to install a third-party launcher because it's already the default launcher out of the box. You get a different set of features, a different look and feel that's less colorful but intentional. Yes, Nothing still makes use of the latest features released by Google with every major software announcement, but Nothing OS allows them to be creative and go beyond the limit by developing their vision into useful and interactive features. Aside from the monotone look of the UI, the actual performance of Nothing OS on the 2A goes beyond the words smooth and fast. There's a certain characteristic with their animations that makes the phone feel fluid for the lack of a better term. While it's not perfect as I've noticed from the frequent stutters or frame drops from time to time, the Dimensity 7200 Pro, despite being touted as the best performing chipset in the price category of Nothing, shouldn't be taken as a sign that it's a gaming phone. This is not geared towards gaming. Although this phone can game, I wouldn't suggest playing hardcore. I've been playing the recently released Warzone Mobile. I did try the game on this phone, even with the lack of optimizations. I was still able to play the game, but it hurt the experience when a few players were involved. I saw my FPS drop from 40s to 50s to 20s to 30s. As far as longevity goes, Nothing promises 3 major software upgrades to the 2A and 4 years of security updates. You might say that's a bit short compared to other phone manufacturers, which is true, but for a mid-range phone to get that support is not bad. If you're one of the people who likes to upgrade every 3 to 4 years, this is not a bad choice. I understand if you like owning a phone for at least 5 years, that's the type of person I am. But if you have plans to upgrade within 3 to 4 years, maybe you feel like the phone has slowed down or you're ready for the full Nothing experience with their flagship phone, This is a good first step towards that goal. The camera is one of the interesting features of the phone two-way since it only uses two optics on the back, as opposed to the triple and quadruple cameras of others. However, the number of cameras on a phone is usually a gimmick since the third or the fourth camera usually ends up as a low quality optic, say for example a 2 megapixel portrait lens or a 2 megapixel macro. So instead, the 2.8 gives you two 50 megapixel cameras, 4 wide and ultra wide. While the main camera supports optical image stabilization, the ultra wide camera allows up to 4K 30fps video recording as well. I did receive a quick update before testing the cameras, and what I have to say, you can check the log for the specifics, but as far as my testing goes, I don't think the cameras of the 2A are one of the best in this category. I've seen better phones with better handling in colors, sharpness, low light, almost in general, and that's not a good sign. There are times when the photos look great and natural, but there are times as well when the colors look weird and out of place, especially indoors when there's limited or natural lighting involved. At times you get bright and colorful shots, other times you get underexposed and flat images. I did notice the images start to lose colors when you're a bit close to the subject, so you'd have to put some distance between the lens and the subject to get a better color reproduction. The videos on the other hand are much better in all aspects. But as expected, as soon as you are indoors, the quality goes from good to average. The videos are not as sharp and the skin tone of people gets too smoothed out. Outside the quality, the phone takes its time processing photos. Almost every time I have to wait 2 to 4 seconds just to view a photo. I don't think it has anything to do with the chipset, I think it's just the way nothing processes photos. But as of now, the cameras of the phone 2A are hit and miss. Hopefully they get better since Nothing is one of the most consistent companies out there sending out software updates. Then again, the phone 2A isn't also targeted towards camera-centric users. You're not going to buy this for the camera. You're going to buy this for the experience of owning a Nothing phone. If you watch a lot of videos on your phone, I think the 2A does well in this regard. This is a 6.7 inches AMOLED screen that goes up to 120Hz, so it's also fast and smooth. But it's also bright and goes up to 1100 nits outdoors and 1300 nits in HDR mode. Together with the screen, you also get a stereo speaker. Albeit not as loud and as powerful as other phones, the sound still, well, sounds good. When it comes to battery, the 5000 mAh battery is solid all day and a bit more with my medium to heavy use. At 45 watts, you can get from 0 to 100 in 60 minutes, but that is if you buy the chargers separately from Nothing. In the box, you only get a cable. So yes, that's part of the Nothing experience. But all in all, the Nothing Phone 2A is not a bad offering. The price is still one of the best things about it. It's not for most people, so if you want the conventional Android phone, you're better off buying from another manufacturer. But for those looking for more fun, the 2A is just right. You might even find Nothing accessories to be appealing since they have maintained one design and look throughout the brand's product portfolio. But that's it for the Nothing Phone 2A. Personally, after testing this one, I would love to have the Nothing Phone 2 as my main Android phone because this already offers a different experience from the rest. But that's it for this one. Drop a sub or like if you feel like supporting the channel, and as always, until the next one, stay safe.